Hi, my name is Jan, and I'm paying attention to the details with the Tutor. This week we had a bit of free reign, and that led me to my favorite store, Michael's. Of course, I ended up in the bead aisle. I hit some pretty good sales and some stuff on clearance, mostly jewelry stuff, of course, and I brought home a lot of stuff, and I dumped it all out onto the counter. Most of it is jewelry making stuff, but I did get a few brushes that I thought I needed to finish my painting. And for reasons I won't go into, buttons have a very deep special meaning for me. They have a very special significance, so I'm going to make my first project with buttons. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to do green. Has to be froggy green, as we call it. I mean me and the frog in my pocket. So I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing because it would be excruciatingly boring. Just know that I got my buttons and I'm going to attempt to make something cute and stylish for our froggy to wear. And if it happens to also fit my wrist, well, that's just a coincidence. So I've got my stuff. This is not a fashion ring, it's a jump ring. It's to save your fingers from getting tired because they'll start to get raw from opening these tiny little jump rings, which are so small you probably can't even see it. You slide it in here and you twist it. So you just wear this ring and you have it on you all the time. And your fingers won't be killing you at the end of the project. So I begin by connecting 2 buttons with a jump ring. And then I connect 2 more buttons with a jump ring and connect those 2 together, and then I just keep going and going until I get something like this. And it's a bracelet for Jan, or it's a nice boa for my frog, or perhaps an Elizabethan collar. Next I moved on to one of my favorite things, beads, and I got these froggy colored beads, and with some help from Koshka, I turned them into, yes, a little tree frog, and he looks just like the pattern, doesn't he? So now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking my homework is done, and I'm leafing through my little notebook that I've started keeping this past few weeks, and I'm noticing something, and it suddenly occurs to me, and I'm shocked, and you can see I even wrote it down. And in case you couldn't read that, here was my revelation. Yet despite the fact that I was more comfortable sketching now, for our homework, guess where I ran back to? That's right, the good old comfort zone. So I surprised myself a little, and I decided to attempt some more painting. So I went back to Michael's, only this time I went to the painting aisles, which is totally unfamiliar territory for me. I bought 3 little canvases. They're 5 by 7, which, as you can see, they're quite smaller than the still life that I'm working on. I got a whole bunch more paint, and I even got some more brushes. I finally found this grid, which I was looking for weeks when I first started this tutorial. It helps you sketch. You put it in front of whatever you're drawing, and it helps you keep your drawing in proportion. So then I was trying to decide what I should do a painting of, and I went back to my original still life, and I thought I would pick one item from that and do a new painting. So no surprise, I'm focusing on the frog. But I'm going to do a different frog. So I did the sketch, and then I folded the paper over and traced it to get it reversed. Did the old reverse transfer technique onto the canvas, did a yellow wash. We all know the routine, background, foreground, dark part of the body, and then I did the dark part of the chest part and the legs, and then I did the medium tones, and then I did the light tones and the finishing details. And then I turned my attention to the bottle, but I wanted to do a different bottle. So I chose a nice green glass one, and then I sketched it. I didn't have to reverse it because it looks the same either way. I did the background first, and then the dark, and then, as we all know, then you do the medium and the light and the finishing touches. And yes, last but not least, a ring. So I chose one of my favorite rings, and yes, then I sketched the ring, and then I reversed the ring so I could transfer it onto the canvas. We all know the rest. Dark colors first, and then the medium, and then the light and the details. And then I put some final touches onto my original still life, reflections, shadows, and some details that are not even showing up on camera. So I did a painting of a ring, a painting of a bottle, and lastly, a painting of a frog. Plus my beaded tree frog and my green button bracelet. So I did a lot of homework this week, which is why it took me so long to get this video made. But to be honest, this week I had a blast doing the homework. I hope everyone else did too.